The primary reason to write any page, or add any content to your site must be to entice your visitors to do what you want them to do. That could be to subscribe to your newsletter, to buy from you, to contact you, or even just to get them to come back later on. This content is not necessarily the penultimate step in the process of getting you more business, but it could well be a link in the chain and therefore needs to be carefully crafted. You will note that I say the page needs to be written for the user, and not Google. This may seem to be a strange thing for an SEO expert to say, but it is said with good reason. The fact is that Google, with its advanced algorithms like RankBrain, are now looking for content that answers people's needs and questions, and not for a document liberally sprinkled with keywords and phrases. That is old school now and is an avenue no longer worth pursuing. What sort of content should you write? It is pretty easy to write a 2,000-word article that says very little, provides minimal information and does not answer any questions. What is hard, is creating a compelling content that will stand out from the crowd and will meet the user's expectations. For instance, this article is designed to help you know what to write about. What to include in your page at a technical level, the headers, titles and descriptions, and to give you an idea of what you should be writing about in the first place. The best way is to write about something that you know and care about. Of course, this is not always possible, so when you are forced to write about something you do not know enough about, the first rule is to do the required research. This will enable you to create an article that is worth reading, it being, hopefully factually correct, whilst at the same time providing the reader with your own slant on the subject. But before you can start writing, you need to know what to write about. One of the best ways of helping your users and attracting Google's interest is to start answering some of the many questions being asked on the internet today. One of the best sources for questions is provided by KW Finder. This app allows you to search for the questions being asked as well as carrying out conventional keyword research. Some searches are not used very often, but that is the case for most long-tail phrases and is not an issue. What is important is that you know that someone is searching for the answer to these questions, and that, if you write a good enough article, that it could answer a lot more than one question. It should also be kept in mind that people who use these long phrases are often far further down the buying cycle and therefore much more likely to purchase something. This means your article could well result in a sale. Once you have decided upon the topic, you can start writing the copy. This will be easy for some, but very hard for many, and is no doubt a skill in itself. However, even though you might not be Shakespeare, I am sure that you can have a pretty good go. All you have to do is to remember what question you are trying to answer and to break down that answer into simple steps. Remember to break up the copy with images and white space so you don't present the user with a wall of text. You need to use a title that tells both Google and the user what the article is about, and a description that goes into a little more detail. These 180 to 300 characters offer a special opportunity for your page to stand out from the crowd. It does not directly affect the ranking of that page, but as it is used as a factor in the overall quality of a site, it is something that deserves your attention. Headers are the next thing for you to consider. These section headers, H1, H6, were originally intended to size text on a web page. The H1 being used for the primary title of a document, it being the largest text on the page, the others, H2 to H6, being progressively smaller. However, the advent of cascading styling sheets in the late 90s mean that few designers use them for this purpose now. Now their main purpose is to assist Google to understand what are the most important words on each page. The purpose of any link on a page should be to enhance the user experience of any reader. In many cases this could mean linking out to an external site, which could mean you lose the visitor, but if it helps the user to better understand your message and to answer the question, then it should be used. It may also help the SEO ranking of the page, because Google is said to like pages that help others, but this is a debatable point, so it is best to use external links where you think it helps and for no other reason. As for internal links, again, these should not be used for search engine optimization, but instead to help users move around your site to better understand the answer to their problem. Hopefully this will have provided you with some idea of what to write and how to construct the page in a way that will impress your visitors and Mr. Google. If you would like more information on why Serendipity offers the best SEO service in Herefordshire, please check out the rest of our site.